Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Friendship Barn for our second episode of the human segment of the Friesian Experience Christmas Countdown with a real-life human, my sister Freya, the sensible one, the blonde one. Anything else you'd like to add? The tall one?
Yeah,
that is you. So yesterday you met Tracy, where Tracy and I waffled on for England. So today, just to add variety, because we like to chop and change, I'm hoping to make this episode slightly shorter and slightly more light-hearted. You know, Freya, we've got to be funny. Be funny for money. Do you want to be funny for money?
we'll see.
You'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, Freya's going to be funny for money today, guys. So, Freya and I, we've both been fortunate enough to grow up at the farm. And how old were you when you first started coming here?
I don't remember it, but 18 months?
Yeah, you were 18 months old. And we've both been lucky enough to grow up around the horses. So we've known all of the homebred since they were babies. We've known Bailey since he was a baby. We've known Tracy before she looked grey and old like she does today. What else have we seen? We saw this place before it was the Friendship Barn. It started off as just a little concrete platform. Then it became a stable. It's been many things over the years, but now it is the beautiful...
Then when stable stays was still the two...
So yes, before stable stays was what it is today, the beautiful self-catering accommodation, which will provide you with lifelong lasting memories of your stay, the night of a lifetime with one of our black beauties. It was the most disgusting stable to muck out ever. It was rancid in there. Yeah, it was. It was two because there was a partition down the middle and it was absolutely rancid, wasn't it?
Well, that's when there was still straw.
Yeah,
and then when the cottage was still a stable.
Yes, so the cottage now, it wasn't always a beautiful little house for Sylvia to live in. It was once over a workshop, a stable and a carriage kind of storage all in one, that was probably falling down as well. So that was all pre-Tamara. So, you know, you've all heard of BC and AD, before Christ and after death. I don't mean to offend anyone religious here. I do respect religion and take it seriously, even though I myself am not religious. Although I do believe there is a higher being up there. So hello, whoever you are, and amen.
Instead of BC, it's BT.
Yes, and BT before Tamara.
AT.
So yes, the eras at Greenbank Farm are BT before Tamara, and
AT after Tamara?
Yes, AT and BT. So before Tamara and after Tamara. So at the moment, everything is AT, but BT, everything was a lot more fallen down than it was now. But that brings me on to my next point. You know, we've both grown up here, which we'll delve into later on during this wonderful little episode. And all I can say is if anyone from BBC, ITV, you're watching this here, hello.
Channel 5.
Yeah, Channel 5, anywhere. Hello, future talk show host right here. I'd call it seriously, not serious with holes. I discuss serious topics in a not so serious manner, while taking them very seriously. It would be very ironic, but very entertaining. And I think viewing rates would be through the roof. However, I will not have a daytime slot, I'd like prime time evening entertainment slot, so about 8 or 9, if that could be arranged.
We could do 9 after Watershed.
Yes, that's very true for after Watershed.
Yeah.
Yes. So if anyone can make that happen, obviously it will all be filmed inside the Friendship Barn here, and we'll just fly in guests from all over the world, really. You know, instead of holding the interviews in LA, we'll hold the interviews right here and get the stars from LA to come to us. But anyway, we're digressing. So I was going to say, you know, you started off just like I did out with the horses on the yard. But these days, you can do quite a lot of office stuff. You have a diverse range of skills. You are a multi-functional person.
Well, I wouldn't say they're the best skills.
No, but that's because you put yourself down quite a lot. So, yeah, but you're underplaying your abilities here, Freya. Come on, sell yourself. Be funny for money. So would you like to explain a little bit of what you get up to with Tamara in the office? So you also, you know, you did some of the horse stuff. You've been responsible for updating our wish list, which is a great help. I'll put the link to that in the description below, what Freya's been up to And you also do things to help tomorrow with the farmhouse.
Yeah.
So you know your way around spreadsheets.
Google Sheets. I do not use Excel.
Sorry.
Microsoft,
Google
whatever it
Sheets,
is.
Microsoft.
I don't use Microsoft.
Sorry. Okay, so we don't use Microsoft apparently, guys.
No.
Microsoft is so 2022 and we're 2023, nearly 2024, so we need to get with the times.
I use Google because it's free. Microsoft is not.
Use Google. Be like Freya. Use Google. Bin off Microsoft. Microsoft old. It's gold, but it's old. Use Google. So Freya, care to continue your Google anecdotes?
I do bank
Reconciliation?
Yeah, that one.
What exactly is that?
So tomorrow sends me the bank statements and I take the dates, put them in a column, whatever the item or whatever it is, and then it's either debit or credit. And then we've got columns for different categories and I have to put it in the right one.
Wow, that is complex. That is smart stuff, Freya. And I do believe you also call up companies and research products. So if we ever need a new, so obviously when Tamara starts designing with the view to like build things, she needs things like materials for that. So Freya, one of your jobs as well here is you'll find the materials, research different companies, find the best quality and the best price point. So can you please give us an example of something you found and researched recently?
Well, it's not for tomorrow, but it's head collars.
Okay, so yeah, recently you've been finding all head collars for the horses and added into the wish list and finding us the best price points. So that's what Freya's been up to recently. So quite a lot of product research out there. So yeah, that's what Freya does. Because of the way Freya is, as well as being great out with the horses, you can be quite like analytically minded. And I think part of that is due to the fact that, you said you're happy for us to discuss this, is that you are on the autism spectrum. And I think that's a great thing to talk about because autism is such a widespread, diverse thing these days. And I think it's great to raise awareness for it. And yeah, you know way more about it than I do. You've done all the research
Done a course.
You've done the course on autism awareness. So what does it mean to you? Or what are the challenges that you face or struggle with compared to those of us who don't have autism?
Well,
take your time, no rush.
Well, everyone's different, but I struggle with new people or like people who I don't see often, still struggle with them. I'm not good at looking like eye contact, so I just look anywhere else. Noise, lights, clothes. I only wear certain stuff, then it's got to be like certain materials and stuff. Then with food, texture, stuff. I think that's the main ones.
And you often struggle to adapt to change as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot change.
You're also a woman of routine, so every single day Freya often has to do the same thing at the same time. Otherwise, it's the end of your world as you know it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and how do you think as well? Being here and growing up here, how do you think that has perhaps helped you understand yourself and learn how to adapt, deal, and live with autism?
I still don't deal with stuff probably in a good way.
It's not dealing with it in a. It's finding the coping mechanisms and what works for you.
Just basically cry and have a meltdown quite often.
But we all have those from time to time.
Not from time to time.
Jodie's had them. We've all had meltdowns here, guys. It is okay to have meltdowns, and I think that's another thing to normalize. Sometimes, regardless of whether you're autistic or not, your emotions do get the better of you, and it's okay to let it out, and it's healthy to let it out, and it's good to let it out. If it makes you feel any better, I screamed in the field the other week. And then I regretted it instantly afterwards because I thought, oh no, everyone's going to think that I've just had my head kicked in when I was just having a minor mental moment, Freya. They're not meltdowns, they're mental moments.
No,
So,
mine are meltdowns.
Mental moments.
No, because they are meltdowns.
Mental moments.
No.
Moving on. So, how do you deal with your mental moments? What coping mechanisms are you learning to kind of employ to help yourself deal and manage with challenging situations?
I don't have any, but I've been taught all the breathing and everything, but it's more at the minute I still like don't because once I've realized that I'm leading up to one, it's more I don't have enough time to properly think and try and remember it. It just happens and I cry and hyperventilate and stuff until my brain decides we don't have to do it anymore. And then that's it.
And then it's just exhaustion.
Yeah.
And I think it's hard in the heat of the moment, isn't it? Learning how to regulate your own emotions and your own brain and almost get control of your brain again, because it kind of runs away with you and goes off in its own tangent.
Yeah, because it's like they say, either you're in charge of your emotions or your emotions are in charge of you.
And do you feel like at the moment your emotions are in charge of you?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of a very common thing, especially when you're young and we're finding out about the world. And I think it's actually nothing to worry about. It's normal. Just as life happens, life experience, learning as we go, we'll learn how to deal with and manage these things. And it's so great that you're able to talk about it. And it's very brave as well, because there's not many people that would openly sit here and go, yeah, I cry. Yeah, I have mental breakdowns. And that kind of, I'm the same. I've had those, even though I'm not on the autism spectrum. Well, maybe I am. I don't know. I don't care. Because to me, it's irrelevant whether you are or not. It doesn't matter. We're all the same. We're all equal. And regardless of whether you are on the spectrum or your brain's wired a bit differently to normal people, everybody's brain functions differently anyway. So, but as I was saying, linking back to regulating your own emotions, that's what this space right here, ladies and gentlemen, the Friesian Friendship Bond, is so incredible for. Because I'm sure Freya won't mind me saying, there's been a few times on the yard where Freya's been having a mental moment, and I found her, and when you have a mental moment, you kind of struggle to get your words out and communicate, and you find it so hard to come down back to reality from that. So what I've done is I've gone, get Obie, put him in this side, which is the horse side, and I've just got Freya, and like, Freya, go in the friendship barn. And at first she's like, no! And then over time, gradually I get her in there and I just kind of lock her in. I don't usually lock her in. And then she'll come out when she's ready. And I always think whenever you come out of here, you're always a different person to how the state you came in. Do you think this being with the horses, coming in here specifically, helps you in your mind and cope with your kind of demons, anxieties, and when the autism gets the better of you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, how do you, I know sometimes emotions, again, it's something you find hard to communicate, but in your way, how does it make you feel if you come in here in a bit of a state? What is the process to make you feel better when you come out?
Well, I already know, because you've got, I'm coming here with Weirdo, that's Obie. I call him Weirdo if you don't know who I'm talking about. He's just sort of like really cuddly, so he just comes over. No, I've sat on the floor and he just comes and like sniffs and licks me. And he's just cuddly, and he doesn't they don't judge you, and it's
so it's almost like he takes the burdens and the stresses away for you.
It's like you sort of then just give them hugs and scratches, then
I think as well, when you have the horse in here, when you're in a state, your focus is all on you and your internal world. And as soon as you come in here with a horse, you're shut off for everything. You have no choice but to start giving them attention and taking the focus away from what's happening in here onto the horse. And like you just said, Obie, he doesn't demand anything from you. He doesn't make you like a lot of the time, you know, when you get like that as people, we'll go, oh, what's wrong, and we'll be like trying to, you know, to make the situation better, whereas horses don't do that. They just stand there quietly and just kind of let you have your moment, let you have your time to kind of come back down to earth. And do you think that's definitely one of your kind of best coping mechanisms, is being with and around the horses? How do they help you? Like going away from the friendship bar now, like just day to day, how do you think they've helped you growing up as you are now? What role have the horses played for you in helping your mental health?
Because like when you're here, like your focus is like what you've got to do with them.
Yeah.
And you're not really thinking about what's going on in your head, because then you're thinking what you have to do. And then obviously you've got them, so you can always just like give them hugs and scratches throughout the day. So, but there's normally always horse around. Yeah.
And do you think as well, because like you sort of said, you know, one of your struggles at the moment is, which you're getting better and better at by the day, by the way, is kind of communicating with people, especially people you don't know. Have you always find it easier to communicate with the horses than with people?
Yeah, because like they can't like physically like talk to you, so you don't really have, because like, right, so when I talk to people, like if I'm going somewhere, I plan like a script in my head of every possible conversation which could happen, but you don't have that with the horses.
Yeah.
And they're just like really calming. And
so almost with them, you don't have to worry about being anything or anyone. You're just free to be yourself.
Yeah.
And that's a very unique and special thing, isn't it?
I mean, they don't judge you, but they sometimes like pull faces if you do something that they don't like, but that's about it.
That is about it. And it's fine for a horse to be mean to us. We don't mind. It's just people. But yeah, I have to say, you know, we've all noticed in you, especially this last year, you've really, really come on in your confidence, definitely, and you should be really proud of yourself for that. You're far more capable and able to interact with people, even people you don't know. And here's the thing with Freya, you know, even though she can do it now and she does it amazingly at it, after you've done it, you kind of feel the after effects the next day, because it really does kind of take its toll on you emotionally and in terms of stress, and you end up with headaches and
meltdowns.
And feeling absolutely exhausted because of the way your brain works, communicating and doing normal day-to-day things like that, which for you and me is just the norm. In Freya's little world, it takes so much energy and courage to do that. So it is. It's absolutely amazing to see you grow in yourself. And even sat here now, you wouldn't have done this last year, so you should be really, really proud of yourself. And with the horses as well, you've grown so much there. And on your one of Freya's main job roles here. Not that any of us have job roles, but on a Sunday is what you like to call...
It's a Freya day, so people aren't around.
Yes, mainly. Which is Freya's favourite day. And should you dare disrupt Freya Day, you will face Freya's wrath.
You interrupt them.
Occasionally.
You still interrupt them. When? And you say, well, just go on like I'm not here. I can't because you're here. And then you do stuff which I'm planning on. If I plan to do something, then I can't do it because either you're there or... Yeah. So you ruin them.
Mm-hmm. So basically, everybody, the gist is Sundays are Freya days for Freya and the horses only. And if, like me, you occasionally intrude because you want to mong about with Hannah Spesh or Yodel, then you have ruined Freya's entire day.
Yes. You've ruined my entire week.
Yes. But occasionally, you know, I like to challenge her a little bit and throw in a curveball, so I show up. No, I'm joking. No, I think occasionally it's been a while since I have, but occasionally I have popped up on a Sunday to do something with one of the horses, and that kind of throws Freya a little bit. So I don't do it intentionally, but it is one of those things that I know Freya days are your Freya days, but it's also learning to adapt, that if something or someone else does happen, then it's learning to go, I know you find it challenging, but to go, actually, it's okay, I can still do what I do and work around this creature being here. But no, Fridays, yeah, you do absolutely incredible on Fridays. So Freya's in charge of the yard on Sunday, so she looks after all the boys and girls. And Freya is actually the only reason Tracy gets a day off these days, is because Sunday is Tracy's only day off, and that is because Freya has Fridays. So what's your favourite thing about Fridays?
No people.
No people on Fridays, excellent. So yeah, if you're a person and you're thinking of coming on a Sunday, do a U-turn, turn your car around and go home.
We can still come, but I just need to wait a week, like...
Yeah, Freya will require a week's notice.
Maybe two.
Maybe a month. Yes?
Yeah, maybe a month, yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, do you just like having the yard to yourself and being able to do everything in your own time?
Yeah, because then I know what I have to do. It's in my head, so I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because then if like on Saturdays, whatever the days, there's more of us like doing stuff, but then sometimes you're going to do something but someone else has already done it, so that confuses me because you confuse me so easily. I confuse myself.
We all confuse ourselves, Freya. The human brain is a complex piece of
equipment.
Yeah, but couldn't have said it better myself. So yeah, Freya has Fridays, so those are her days. And I think, as I discussed it with Tracy, we've all been very lucky here in Tracy's kind of leadership style, and that she's always given us responsibility and independence and just allowed us to crack on and do things. And I think for me and Freya especially, that's played quite a huge role in how we've grown up and developed as people, because right from quite a young age, we've always had the privilege of being trusted and being allowed to be independent. And how do you think that's helped you grow as a person, is being allowed to have that independence? That's Annie outside here with the horses.
She knows how to open the door.
Yeah, so she might
it might be slightly too close. No, she's given up.
Oh, she's gone, bye Anne, love you. Yeah, so how do you think it's helped you? Do you think it's helped you with like organisation skills?
I think I've always been like, well, organised in a way. She's still there.
She is.
I've lost my train of thought.
You've always been organised in a way. Do you think it's helped you grow in confidence in yourself, knowing that you're trusted and that you are responsible, and it's kind of almost made you feel self-accomplished in a way, like, yeah, I can do this? Because there's not many 17-year-olds that would be left to that much responsibility on themselves. There's not many 17-year-olds that could do that. So it's a big achievement and a big thing for you.
Yeah, but sometimes I do ask myself, why does she trust me?
We all do that, though. It's natural to question ourselves and doubt ourselves. And in a way, yes, you have to silence that inner critic, but in a way it's a good thing, because it makes you additionally good at what you do. Because if you don't question yourself, then how do you know you're doing the right thing? So, yeah, but no, it really is. And you are trusted for a reason, because does anything bad ever happen on a Friday? Let me think about that. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, Freya. This might be your interview, yeah, but that is not your moment, okay? Anyway, moving on. So going back to you having your independence, in the last year you've started working with Obie, weirdo.
Yeah.
And he's the first kind of project horse you've had, so you do groundwork with him. And how's the journey going so far? What's it teaching you? What do you love about working with Obie? How does he make you feel?
Not doing anything with him for a while, but
it's winter. It's the way it goes.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
No,
he's probably happy. Quite happy with that.
He's happy, which is all.
You've always got another new friend to keep him busy, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on. I've got a thingy I did on Facebook. So that can keep me on track. Otherwise, Right, found it. So, so when I do work with him in the arena, he has taught me I do have to like fully switch off my mind and purely just focus on him and what we're doing.
Yeah, it's always important to give your horse, especially when you're training, that your undivided attention. You have to train your mind not to wander off.
Because I got to think about my posture and voice working with him, either like when I'm walking with him, if I'm asking him to walk quicker or slow down, you've got to think how like your energies and if like your posture and stuff, how he sees you and
feeds off you.
Yeah.
And your body language needs to be effective and concise to communicate with him, so that there's no confusion there.
Patience is like just going step by step and not trying to rush through stuff and just getting it right before you move on to anything else.
Yeah. And I think as well, it always teaches you to problem solve and not to panic, because with a horse, you can't throw your toys out the pram. I mean, I have had meltdowns with them before, but you can't really do that. You have to go, okay, what's happening here? What's not working? And what do I need to change in my approach or do to communicate this effectively to the horse to make the magic happen?
Because if you panic, they're more likely to get stressy and panic because your energies and stuff, know.
It's in the wrong place. You have to be in a good place energetically to genuinely work and connect with your horse.
And then I got to be confident and accurate. Yeah, that's the one of what I'm asking him, so I don't confuse him.
Yeah, and that's a big one. As humans, we can often kind of flail and faff around a bit, and whereas with a horse, you need to be nice with it, but you need to be direct. Like, come on, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. You're okay. You're fine. Or, okay, you don't understand. Let me explain it to you in smaller steps. Whereas as humans, sometimes we can be airy-fairy and beat around the bush and faff around too much, and it's learning not to do that. Horse is very black and white. Either it is or it isn't. There's no grey area.
That's it.
That's it? Yeah. No, it is. And I think working with horses, as well as the day-to-day care, when you start getting involved with the training of them, it teaches you so much more skills than just learning how to train and communicate with horses. Like, teaches you, like you said, patience, being clear in your communication, learning to problem solve, which all transpire and transfer into day-to-day life. And what's your relationship like with Obie? What do you love about him?
His weird little face, because if I'm asking him to do something which he doesn't want to do, because sometimes he tries to just barge past me and drag me, like, you see in his little face, he's just got his little defiant face on saying, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, his little defiant face, which they all have from time to time, a bit like children. They can sometimes answer back a little bit, but in another way, and it's just always remaining calm and just diffusing the situation gently. And what do you do with Obie at the end of every session? I do believe you sit on the floor.
Well, I lie on the floor, but I won't do in winter if it's raining.
No. Oh, okay. So you're only a fair weather lying on the floor, girl, then.
He doesn't really like to do stuff in the rain.
Oh, okay. So Freya's a fair weather horse trainer. She has a fair weather horse. Although, to be fair, Obie's an old man, so we have to let him off. Yeah,
he loves it in the sun, because then he'll just stand and sunbathe.
Yeah. But yeah, at the end of every session, you lie on the floor with him and play his music.
Yeah.
And what is this song, Freya?
It's Rod Stewart. Do you think I'm sexy?
Sugar. Da, 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 da. Don't you just know exactly what you're thinking? Everything but if you like my body and you think I'm sexy, come on, sugar, let me know, is Obie's song. And I think I have just repelled every every boy within a 50-mile radius, possibly the entire Northwest. So Halls is single for the rest of her days after that little serenade. Oh well, moving on. So that is Obie's song that describes his personality very well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because Obie does think he's sexy and he likes the girls to let him know that.
Yeah.
He is also in many ways basically Rod Stewart in equine form.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add to that?
He's just really cuddly. He likes scratches anywhere.
Yeah, he is. He's a massive cuddle monster. He is absolutely excellent. So yeah, as me and Freya have already mentioned, we've grown up here. So we also grew up quite closely to Bailey, Tracy's son, and we've been very close to him over the years. We still are. You know, he's like our little brother, our brother from another mother. And he's so cool, and we've all been very lucky to grow up together and have a big extended family. So we've been here since we were tiny. But what are your kind of, you know, for the future, how do you kind of, I don't know really, like obviously we both see ourselves being here for the long haul and progressing in it. Is there anything in particular you'd like to learn or achieve in the next few years, or is it just gradually ticking over and taking each day as it comes?
Yeah, I've not really planned on what I thought. It could be quite helpful if I could do polar wraps. Yeah, probably can't do them yet. I'd be scared I would like cut off their circulation.
No, you'd have to do it really tight to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess as long as you're growing and progressing and developing, that's all that matters. And we're both very lucky that we're in an environment here where we can do that.
Yeah, I've just started to nail putting Annie's harness on when she goes out and drives.
Yeah. So always growing, always learning new things and improving what we already know, which is amazing. So is there anything you'd like to add, Freya?
I don't think so.
Do you want to say any hellos?
I don't know.
Okay. So Freya doesn't know if she wants to say any hellos. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us for today's episode of Freesian Experience Christmas Countdown with your host, Halls, who's joined by her sister, Big Frey, because Big Frey is only a couple of inches off 6 foot. So thank you very much for joining us, Freya.
That makes me sound like a rugby player or something.
Maybe you should become one.
I don't want to become a rugby player.
Well, I've always said that we're going to make our millions because Freya's a very fast walker. So I'm not
doing this
to become an Olympic race walker. She's going to win at the Olympic race walking, get loads of money out of sponsorships and like prize money and stuff. And then that's how we're going to build the barn down the road is via Freya's athletic career.
Okay, no offense to anyone who does speed walking. I think it just looks a bit stupid. So I will not be...
Yeah, but Freya, if you could win, it doesn't matter if you look stupid.
I'm not doing it.
You need to win it, bruv. Winner, chicken dinner.
I don't care.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining Freya and I today. Join us tomorrow where you get to meet Tracy's much younger and more graceful looking sister, who is, of course, in the BT era as we are AT era after tomorrow. So we will, of course, be joined by Tamara tomorrow. And again, if you're from the BBC, I will give you my number for the Halls talk show. Seriously Not Serious with Halls. So yeah, welcome back with your host, Halls. But we're not welcome backing anymore, we're buying. And how many more days is there left till Christmas, for how many sleeps?
7.
Yay! So 7 days, 1 week till Christmas. Woo! Feliz Navidad.
Or 7
Feliz Navidad.
Or 7 days, so they don't have to listen to you
Feliz
sing
Navidad. That was rude. Prospero años felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my
heart.
Yay! Feliz Navidad. Ciao. Ciao, adios, we're done.
Cool.